Hello everybody, welcome to Monday stream. Hope you had a good weekend and still having some nice holiday season, enjoying your time with the family and everything. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing fine, doing okay. Sitting down in front of my computer for more Discord Elysium. Yeah, well, it's been an interesting holiday season so far. I mean, not really much to celebrate about, but a lot of rain, a lot of rain and more rain stuff. But it's cool. It's been pretty peaceful in, I guess, my neck of the woods, so to speak. And yeah, cannot ask for anything more. Bit of peace and quiet, I guess. Anyways, I was able to purchase some other things for myself and others for the holiday season because we have a bit of a break in terms of how they tax items like toys and more food. So we've been buying up some food, enjoying some delicacies out of Asian supermarkets around here. I think the Asian supermarkets are pretty hot. They're the hottest things in town right now because they're cheaper. Anyways, I think yeah, so I was able to enjoy. What is that? Let me just go back to the game right now. Okay, so this is where I am, day 7. Was involved in some horrific shooting where a lot of the Hardy Boys were murdered by the deranged contract killers. They're sent by this, what do you call it? The Blackwater type paramilitary corporations, PMCs. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, those guys went rogue and they decided to do a Judge Dredd style tribunal where they determined that Hardy Boys were at fault and they're responsible for killing their comrade. One of them was their foster brother, and they proceeded to shoot because this detective didn't really do a good job of preventing it. Last ditch attempt, trying to throw a flame bomb, but they failed spectacularly. 58% didn't work. I think it was on 58%. I mean, really hope that it could have worked, but then didn't work, and then that was that. The whole place went up in flames. I was able to save Kim because I was able to direct his attention to the aggressor just in a nick of time, and he was able to shoot back. And I think Kim was responsible for killing like two people. No, actually, he didn't kill 2 people. He injured one, but then he killed the other one who didn't appear throughout the game until that very moment. He was the most dangerous of the bunch with the long rifle, I guess. But they packed some heavy firepower and did a number on the Hardy Boys, and only 2 or 3 are left of the 7. So 4 people got killed. Titus got killed. Theo, I think he's dead. Angus is dead, and Glenn is dead. I don't know how I remember those names, but they're dead. They're pretty memorable for the little time that they were on screen. So I think the writers did a great job of getting their parts down. So I see some indicators. So let's engage this guy.
Something feral crouched between the rocks.
Something feral? You mean this leotard?
Something primal. Something forbidden. Back away. Very slowly.
Very slowly. Where is it?
There, by the water.
Yeah, that is some bag of leopard print. Can I pick it up? Oh yeah. Leopard bodysuit. Wow. Gotta check it out. You gotta interact with it. It's not a clothing item. The leopard pattern garment washed up on the coast, burrowed between rocks and ice. Damp smell rises. When you bring it close to your face, it looks dangerously feral, as if you should think twice before getting closer.
This is a men's size L, leopard patterned unitard with short sleeves. There are bits of seaweed stuck to it. It
Unitard.
speaks to the animal inside you.
Okay, bring out the beast within.
Slow and steady, boy. You know how to handle this. Drop it now. This thing will eat you.
Really? Wait, am I in danger?
Can't you feel the hairs on your arm and on the back of your neck standing up? Your heart rate races through the roof. Your pupils are the size of marbles. This is irreversible peril.
So what was Half-Light responsible for? I'm not so sure. But this guy doesn't want anything to do with the leopard print unitard.
Yeah, but why does it taste so sweet?
Okay, share the material between your fingers.
Despite the time it's spent in the water, the garment itself is surprisingly silky.
Silky, huh?
The leopard spots are slightly textured. The garment label says it's composed of 85% polyamide and 15% elastane.
Where did it come from?
The wind blows through rocks and reeds. Days spent in the salt water have washed off any clues of its origin.
Okay, what should I do with it?
Run, you idiot.
Run? Just discard it?
There's only one thing left to do. See how it fits.
Okay, electrochemistry at last says something sensible. Maybe I can try it on. It's surprisingly silky.
Just know that once the leotard goes on, it never comes off.
Never comes off.
Will change irrevocably.
So how do I change if I wear it? Do I get some bonus, or is it some kind of curse item?
But don't you want to feel different? It can be a secret that only you know.
Okay, try it on, but only for a moment.
You slip from your briefs into the leotard.
Oh my goodness.
Very tight.
I'm naked.
You've never been cradled so firmly before. Putting on the garment feels like stepping into a warm summer lake. The silky warmth engulfs you.
Alright, I seen what this does to me. Get this thing off me.
It's on very tight.
Very tight,
You
huh?
might rip it if you take it off now. Again, once the leopard comes on, it's never ever coming off.
So it's gonna be ripped, huh? Well, might as well live it on forever. What do I have to lose?
It's wearing you now.
Okay, wow, get that. And I'm just basically naked. Oh my goodness, get all these bits and pieces hanging off from me. Oh man, this is like some Neanderthal you see right here. Huge arms and skip some leg days. Long hair, it's like very primordial, prehistoric. Controlled by reptilian brain. Can I wear this? Okay, alright. So I can wear it over the unitard, so no problem. I don't think Kim is going to be shocked or chagrined. Alright then, let's go back to what I was wearing. It's wearing Kingdom of Conscience, no. Empathy, hand-eye coordination sounds pretty good. Perception also sounds pretty good. I mean, I can probably work like this. Hey, KRC, welcome. How are you? I just got a leopard unitard on me, and it's never gonna come off. Look at that. I can probably travel like this. I mean, probably it's gonna be warm. Sticks to you pretty well. But I gotta dress something for the bonus. It's better. And their coordination, empathy. I don't know why you should feel empathy when you're a pinball maker. Oh. WW. Hey, thanks for the like button. I appreciate it. And I'm doing alright. How about you? Hope you're also doing well. Enjoying the holidays so far. Fine, that's good to hear. Yeah, so last stream didn't really go well for me. If you have checked the VOD or if you were on the stream, I think you were on the stream. A lot of things went down and a lot of people got murdered. trying to solve a crime case. It got involved with a lot of more violence, which is unfortunate. Anywho, I need to find my trouser. What should I wear? This one? Composure. And finally, polo shirt. Polo shirt, how about this one? Almost there. We just need some nice cool sunglasses. So fair encyclopedia. Reception in an empire. Uma escaped. I don't know where she went. She escaped. It was a mistake for us not to arrest her when we had a chance, because they could have served as a bit of a testimony for helping the white Hardy Boys to prove their innocence in all this ordeal, that they didn't really kill the guy, they just hung the guy. I guess they desecrated the body, but then they didn't really kill him. So we need to find a killer still, and Uma Clache was able to give us a bit of a tip as a gift, because it's a game's way of saying you lost the game, you basically lost, but we'll give you something to, you know, play through the end to find the killer. But then this basically means that I lost the game, because I basically messed up with the Hardy Boys. Couldn't really get to the bottom of the truth to convince the would-be aggressors from the PMC to stand down. They just went mayhem and killed, I think, 4 Hardy Boys. But that's what happened. This also looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks pretty, I don't know about professional, but imposing, if anything. You can avoid the fight. Hey, Mitru, thanks for coming, and Ivan also, good evening. We are trying to find the killer, as Clache had left a tip using the red tape or red string that she had put to simulate where the bullet might have come from. So we decided to check the last place that we thought the bullet had any possibility of flying through the second floor of the hostel that we were staying in, and kill the hanged man, basically. Real life is terrible, yes. This is basically one of the most real games I played. Yeah, so unfortunately, 50% was the chance that I had to throw the firebomb, perhaps to save more Hardy Boys from being killed. I'm pretty sure I couldn't really prevent maybe Titus or some other important Hardy Boy from being killed even with the firebomb, but would have been able to save a lot more, but didn't work out. And and speaking of the percentages, I was able to track down the woman, Ruby, and she had a really interesting contraption using Ulan waves to simulate the pale effect on me and Kim as we tracked her down. But then there was another check that was rather high, with 72%, that would have prevented perhaps her suicide. Spoilers, it happened in the last stream, but yeah, so she, realizing that this guy was able to destroy her machine that caused the debilitating pale effect, she decided to shoot herself, and there was a chance that I could have prevented her, 72%, but the roll didn't go my way once again, so she killed herself. That's unfortunate. Hey Michiru, thanks for dropping by, and I really appreciate it, and hopefully yeah, you enjoy the rest of your break, you know. Oh, she dies either way. Okay. Oh, she didn't. She dies either way. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess you cannot prevent sometimes how people go out. Unfortunate, but that's what happens. So you have to make the best of the situation. Yeah, just do this. This looks more cozy. anyways. Yeah, then do that. Hat. What do I need for hat? I think I'm not gonna wear any hat. I'm not gonna wear any hat. Oh, you have a leotard here, folks. If you haven't, yeah, this looks like. Well, it's very disco, huh? Yeah, it's very disco indeed. But I was able to get the leotard on, or unitard, with the leopard print. That was pretty interesting. And I get shot either way. Wow, that's unfortunate. I wish I could have prevented that, but I guess better me than others, perhaps. I really thought that I'm gonna die and the game is going to be over. I thought that was that kind of game, but all right. Why is this?
Inspire you so much?
So all of a sudden, this guy asks me out of the blue, "What does art inspire you so much?" Did I get inspired so much? Maybe I helped the guys at the church slash nightclub. Not nightclub. It's a dance club. It does, yes. But what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination.
Oh, okay, yeah. Long hair and all that, yes. Definitely could be mistaken for a female.
Pure enjoyment.
Okay, I see.
In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Looks like it's describing this game. This game is art. Yeah. If I fit into the art, sorry. If I fit into this art world, I mean.
Have you looked in the mirror lately? To be honest, you have the exact features of the modern artist, with that wild hair and those clothes.
Okay, yes.
Perhaps
including the unitard.
Poetry someday, and critique architecture.
And I tried to recite poetry in front of that lorry driver too, so I guess that also counts. I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials.
Look at this writing.
Talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic.
Look at the writing here. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. You're talking living real art here. What does this mean? Did they write this in Estonian and translate it in Google or something? I don't know. I don't understand what this means. I guess it's the point of it. That's the point. We're not supposed to understand this. But don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that?
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and...
Oh, really? Oh, man, art cop. Yeah, it could have been pretty cool, huh?
Here. Go art or go home.
Yeah. Alright then, let's opt in.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Definitely a unique spin on what it means to be a living art. So, actual art degree. Yeah, this is the thought that popped at the end of that conversation. You're a cop. Nothing's good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual institutions around you. Really flex that critical muscle until the vocabulary for punishing mediocrity becomes second nature. Here we go. Reminds me of a cartoon long time ago called A Critic. And that guy, I don't know who the guy's name is. I think it was named Jay. And he always said, "It stinks," when the movie is not as good. It stinks. Oh, with flaming graffiti? Oh my goodness. See, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you don't get to experience the first time around, or even second time around when you're playing this game. Is that very intense? Very intense. So all I need to do is let me check the quest. I need to go to the island and determine where the shot came from. This one probably is bugged because I already discussed this with Kim, and then the body is gone now from the boardwalk where I found him. It's gone, and also talked to the widow now, and it was pretty poignant side quest vignette of how what it means to become a cop involved in some harshness of real life, or to find place to get everything. Wow, I see. Yeah, I think the achievement does reflect that because I only have like 5 achievements out of 45.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping? You look terrible.
Encyclopedia, Shivers, a spirit visual calculus, Inland Empire. I have Inland Empire and Shivers upgraded to a point I think where I seen almost all that they could offer. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, like it's like a sixth sense where they tell you about certain things, give you tips out of nowhere. It's like a medium cup, as in you can like talk with the supernatural.
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Some people hurt me.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were
Lots of lore.
unusual.
It'd be pretty interesting too, yeah, because there's a lot of history of this game throughout, basically scattered throughout the world that you can access, like from books and from people mentioning it. Since you are suffering amnesiac, I think encyclopedia is going to be very interesting to fill in the missing blanks of your understanding of the world, such as the pale, for example. This is from the shooting in town. She's not letting it go that easy. Okay.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
You should see the other guys. They're all dead. Well, I guess a lot of people are dead, of course. But one of the assailants did manage to get away. I think the company claimed him as insurance. I couldn't get their ceramic armor nor their weapon. One of the guys had a long rifle that I think I was shot by. Or maybe the Raoul guy, the big burly guy, shot me.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
Suggestion. Kim's presence makes it awkward. You gotta hit on this woman. At this point, no. We need to get to the island.
That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
What's on the island? Yeah, that was my best friend, and I unfortunately didn't have the hand-eye coordination. I don't know what physical check was involved in throwing that well, but I failed. It had like 58% chance of working. Nothing, just ruins. Used to be some kind of fortification, so I think the module is missing from this.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
So she hasn't been there herself? Okay, you said you have been there yourself. Who was then, if not you?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me. The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts.
The kids, huh?
I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such.
Which kids?
The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Okay, so the physical skills are needed at the end. I think that's when the physical cops will shine. After trudging along and letting Kim educate you at every turn and feeling inadequate, that is your time to shine.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do.
Okay. Can you borrow your boat?
If you promise to bring it back. And no scraping
Nice.
the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat.
Drinking on the boat.
No joy
Very
boy
bad
either.
idea. Very bad idea.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Day or two, huh?
Aye.
Better have a bed in the island. What if I want a rock? What do you mean, rock?
See, that makes me not want to lend you my skiff. On a boat, rocking leads to capsizing. That there is an absolutely 100% rock-free skiff. You got that?
I mean, I wanted to play some boombox on the boat because I think there was a commenter last stream who asked me to get the boombox out while I was on the boat, so I'm gonna try that. Is there anything I should know about getting there?
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter
Okay,
from
I
the
tried
south
that,
side.
yeah.
Water's deep there.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Thank you.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
Huh, carrying the ember dye? Very interesting. So there was someone related to striking up whether, I guess, personal relationship with the woman. So we gotta talk to the twins and see what they have for us. Just a bit of a stutter.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Okay, guys, you've been to the island, right?
On that island,
Yes, that one. I need to know what's there.
that's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great.
Oh, so these boys were able to get there. They're skilled sailors.
And we make a fire. We make a fire.
Make a fire? What?
Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets.
Bullet?
Oh, not real
Oh.
bullets. Empty bullets.
Empty bullet.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important.
Then let's ask further. Wait, you mean shells?
I don't know what these are.
What then?
They're lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Fire guy.
They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
Someone lives on that island?
No.
The boy answered, shaking his head vehemently.
Yes.
Okay, so who's right? I'm pretty sure the other twins right.
Let's go with yes.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and whips out his notebook. So why is he the fire guy?
Because
The boy pauses to think.
he asks to put the fire out.
Alright, that's why he's the fire guy. Why does he ask you to put the fire out?
I don't know. He doesn't like it. He don't like people to be there. You shouldn't go.
Okay, so that is probably our man.
Yes.
The other one is laconically standing with his hands glued to his sides like a little tin soldier. You mentioned something about light.
I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes.
Okay, so they have electricity there too. Is there anything else you can tell me about this guy? Age, does he live there?
No, he doesn't live there. I don't think.
I think he lives there.
No, he lives there.
Yeah, that's
He
right,
lives
the other
twice,
twin.
2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know.
How come?
We ran. He just yelled. We shouldn't be there.
Right, then your father used to go to the island too, didn't he?
Our father killed himself.
Okay.
Don't say that. He didn't.
His brother punches him. The boy's eyes well up like he's about to start crying. Oh man. And your father did not kill himself. Let's say that, I
I
guess.
don't know.
The boy who made the claim finds himself unsure of it. He looks around.
Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
Okay, so yeah. All of a sudden I asked about the father and then they just were confused. Is that all you know? Is there anything more you can tell me about the island? The boy says, rubbing his eyes. It's clear that he has no intention of finishing the sentence.
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Alright then. Bye kids, take care. Oh really? Yeah, the twins are pretty... I don't know whether they are the same voice actor, but I think they basically are voiced by the same voice actor. Yeah, they're pretty funny though. You're right. And it's time to whip out the boombox. I'm on Waoshi W02. Guess I need to have a tape, but I don't know, maybe it's gonna just come to my head. This is what the commenter said I should do. I should try.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty.
Perfect.
Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts?
Did I cross my T's and dot my I's? Did I buy anything that could help me? Is there still there? I think I'm pretty much ready. Yeah, still have my gun. Lost the firebomb, but still have the gun.
Remember what the netpicker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
No second tries. This is it. You take the engine, Kim, I hold the boombox. I guess Kim mining the engine is going to be a better idea. He's good with that kind of stuff.
What?
Yeah, hopefully I have enough. I mean, I have all this money that I didn't spend. Maybe I could have gone back to maybe buy a couple of books or something that would help me perhaps get the last bit of experience. What's what? How else do we blast set FM on our way to the island? Oh yeah, it has a radio on it too.
Fine. Let's blast Sad FM then.
Alright, let's just get in right to the island. I think I'm ready. You cannot buy bullets. You cannot buy any armor. You can maybe buy some drugs. I think that's it. Set FM. Yes, let's get in and right to the island. Let's see. I like how he's standing like Captain Jack Sparrow or something with his boombox. Sorry about the audio quality. I don't know why the game is skipping. Yeah, dancing a very sad dance for sure. That's the church. It's a pretty large structure for sure. 6 or 7 story, the game said, and it's right. Okay, well, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm really excited. It seems like we are going to really confront the, you know, why it all had to happen, you know?
The boat
Right,
comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence.
Oh, I got the suggestion from a viewer, I think, after I finished Planescape Torment, and I think someone mentioned that it's maybe a spiritual successor to Planescape Torment, so I wanted to kind of compare after I played that other awesome game. And yeah, I mean, it's like 2 most narratively rich games ever created. The boat comes to a slow stop, and I think they measured the boat speed in order to fit a song into the whole cutscene or interlude. Well done, well done.
There is very little wind here today. The ghost is standing still. You look at your arms, then the cliffs above you.
Let's go.
Alright, Kim, you and me, let's go. I wouldn't mind the zoomed out. Yeah, I wouldn't mind this viewpoint, but we are back to... I mean, this is not bad. You get to see a lot of the surroundings. The rusty chain trails up into the ocean.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
This leads to the depot in Land's End.
Ah, yes. So it seems.
What do you think it was used
For
for?
bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
Okay. Lock it from whom?
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
Okay. It's all in ruins now, unfortunately. Nice, a lot of thoughts popping into my head. These stairs feel ancient. Soldiers' feet ran up on them long ago. Am I still listening to my boombox? It's inflammable. It's French. Some fuel has leaked out of the barrel, black viscous, and you can see the oil down there flowing out. I think there was a thought that popped into my head just that second. I don't know where it could be. I should be to get that back, but I guess I don't know where it... Oh, here we go. Warm air from inside the building. It's warmer there than out here. This barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks in it. Just like the guy's tattoo on the hangman. The way to get up there, the stairs are gone. And, if I enter here, there's no choice but to go inside. So I'm getting a bit pensive. Let's arm ourselves. Interesting way he's holding that pistol. This was once an armament press. Okay. Well.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift. with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
Looking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
The fire guy.
Wait, haven't you heard this before?
Pour fuel into the tank? Why should I? Where do these wires lead?
Downstairs, somewhere?
What kind of generator is this?
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout.
Kim #1 culprit? I mean, he is a pretty good shot.
The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter.
The lieutenant pauses. Something seems to be pecking at the edge of his concentration. He gives you a sideways look before adding,
Long and cold.
Long and
"There's
cold.
no time to dwell on this moment. You've got to keep moving."
Up on the side.
A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo.
Ran out of fuel. What does this mean? A generator
I
here?
don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
I mean, why is it here?
Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire
Yeah,
guy.
the fire guy.
The wind outside picks up suddenly with a faint howl. Inside, it's warm.
Should I pour fuel?
The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side.
Okay.
The lieutenant flicks the switch.
I guess he's okay with me for the rope and starting the generator back up again.
The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Level up? Oh, okay, cool. I leveled up. My last skill point, folks. Let's be a bit warmer. Books, mostly fantastic and historical fiction. Dishes stained with sauce and fire, survivor's kitchen, and this is probably where they shot the guy. Moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out. You see candles planted on a broken rangefinder? YouTube ate something in your comment once again? Oh my gosh.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the
What
floor
are you trying to
in
say,
a makeshift
Kersey?
cupboard. They are
Is it
not
some,
particularly well organized.
Some link or URL? Sift through them.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic.
Oh, okay.
adventures.
classic open and shut case. And backstabbing. YouTube #1 Kim fan? Yeah, Kim is awesome.
Among
Kusaragi.
what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
So we have a reader here.
Someone's made themselves a home.
All things communist. Does anything stand out as unusual? I guess they are all left-wing magazines. Light erotica, all like electrical engineering, all lefty subject matter. I think I failed this.
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
There is a
All right.
extensive
All right.
collection of critical theory. That is,
It's our cup.
life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Look, Kim, powerful communist theory, rigorous and truthful. So always this game always gives you a chance to comment on communism. Deranged commie ranting, downbeat dribble for people who can't get shit done. Look at book, left wing, I have no comments, do you? So this is what I always chose. I didn't really take any sides or try to stay neutral. I think they also gave me that title of differing and not leaning to one side or the other.
Ouzia. Humanitarian sciences. Stands out.
I know
Not
better.
have critical theory around in Ravachol West anymore.
Alright.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him.
Yeah, because I'm a Little milk toast.
It's making a strong comeback. After all,
Kids dig this stuff. There was plenty of it in the student room at the apartment building.
That one student did have some, yes. It's still out of the
Oh,
ordinary.
the student. Maybe we didn't really get to track him down.
the little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of frivolous entertainment covering them.
Critical theory books. What do you think this means?
Again, I am not a philosopher, but whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Yes.
Arno
Arno
van
van
Eyck.
Eyck. Sorry, Eyck.
Okay, so Egghead is clearly not Van Eyck in disguise. Van Eyck is an Oranese disc jockey,
Ghost.
but those people get around, especially in Revachol, in the clubs on Boogie Street. Perhaps he stayed here for a short stint and discarded part of the song he was working on, just threw it away, and then it ended up in the Hawthorn tree.
Oh yes,
But
this
why?
is from
Did he
the
think
tape
it was
that I
retrograde?
found on the tree.
It wasn't. Perhaps he caught a glimpse of the future and did not want for it to arrive just yet. Perhaps the city whispered the top line to him, and he was frightened by it.
Motorix white check unlocked. Reveals Arno van Eyck gig posters in the world. Oh no, I'm just too late for that, unfortunately. Communism killed me, love did me in. Oh yeah, I remember that. Overcup. Mazovian socioeconomics. Well, I think this is it. And for the character skills, maybe I have one. Maybe I can increase this once more. Go for shivers or something, or Inland Empire. Those things. Hopefully, they make their or they reappear at the end. Give us a nice bonus to pass some checks. This great blast door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off it. Wow. Impressive.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one, a heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
Watch on the other side.
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
How do you open this?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He looks at the door, then its bigger brother, then at the lock. I guess it's better to have a lock.
He's right. It would be better to
Or the
open
key
its
for the lock.
big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right, we opened the big one. Do you sell controls anywhere? I found us now opening it highly unlikely.
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door
Console
open
just
seems like the
east?
best plan.
Okay. Alright, what is this? Oh, nice. It's Elysium. It's moral boosting item. So your moral could be at risk. And there's a bed. Can I sleep in it?
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracol blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
How recently?
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses.
Why? Oh, because of
No
your
longer
legs.
able to hear yourself speak.
So your legs been shot through basically, and then you were just convalescing for only 2 days. So this will pop from time to time to signal your weakness.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
I think I'm good.
Yes, anytime. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
Guess we can sleep here.
You don't have to be a hero.
Definitely not a hero at this point. No controls here. How about here? No. The stairs have collapsed. Okay. There's a way to the other side though. I go under this. Yeah, okay, that's pretty neat. See if I can get to the controls. The hatch is jammed shut. Figures. A firing slit. You can't see inside. The yellow smudge, I don't know what that means. Maybe I can hold on to it and jump to the other side. Must have been a direct hit to take out such a huge chunk. Nice view. There's some music, and that is not from my boombox. Anything down here? A matching mask to go with my unitard? No. No GIMP mask. Beautiful music though. I don't know what the static noise is, but must be from the waves or... Oh, what is this?
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in.
Stuff any landing boats? Yeah, and breakwaves, I think that's their primary use, I think. Maybe you just wander off into the sea, leave it all and walk in.
With a bottle in your hand.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you.
Really?
Where it has always been.
Underwater, huh? Is this Bioshock?
In front of the video rental, on the corner,
Oh, okay.
at the crossing. Baby, you know it's going to hurt.
Alright, raise your
In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
But it's cold.
Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth.
Okay, whose mouth? There's always that reminder that this guy was married before.
Yes, 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 yes. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. This thought is over.
And pollution helps me to snap back to reality. I guess you feel nostalgic or something. The winch is broken. Rust has eaten what remains of the chain. Alright, that's it, huh? I guess I have to explore different places. Oh, what is that? The depot that supplied this chain is long gone from the coast. Go to the eastern side of the island. Speed had too much mercury to have long-lasting effects. Yes, this guy was very much drugged up for a long time. To the point that he just blacked out and lost memory of everything that came before. So, I don't really find anything here. Am I supposed to find something? Meet somebody? Start some fire? Oh, okay. There's another way up. The pain in your pelvis makes you wince. Then you continue. That pelvis hurts. Ah, right. The weather artillery map showing coordinates in the Bay of River Shoal. Old machine cabinet, medicine cabinet newly stocked with Dromine. This is Dromine. +3 health? Wow. Amazing. It's a whole box of stuff.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like 2 eyes in the wall.
Firing switch, eh? Like 2 eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
Inspect the mattress.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns.
A good place to hide. Cozy. Relatively safe from the rain.
It pokes the mattress. Inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window.
Touch the concrete first.
Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Look through the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation, a tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
On the left.
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
So from here, you basically have sight on, the all of River Shoal West, or Martinez.
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
And between the two,
the box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
There it is. There it is.
Side to the window?
Yes, there's an opening between 33A and 10. I can see to the roof.
I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Perimeter shot.
I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
A patch on the back, 3 small patches in a row. Better late than never.
Nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere.
6 people are dead. We could have prevented it. 6 people? Alright, let's count. Ruby, Titus, Glenn, Fat Angus, that other guy with the PMC guy, and perhaps... who's the other guy? I think there's another guy who's dead from the Hardy Boys.
He looks north, over the fortification, then at the mattress. He's conflicted for a second.
The old dude, yeah, Theo. Oh man, yeah.
Takes him a moment to rush.
He's also dead. Could the shooter still be here?
Where?
On this island. Right here. Point at the mattress.
You think so? We would see them if they were here.
Perhaps it's a...
No, officer. It's not an invisible shooter. But this island, on the other hand...
You think he's here?
Or she. We should move.
Okay, so we got that, and was able to get another skill point. We can spend on getting another thought. I don't think I can get another thought because it's gonna take time. It's gonna take a few hours. Just need to upgrade skill points. You feel there's someone watching? Uh-huh. Yes, I got my gun ready. I don't know how good of a shot I am. My physical skills are pretty low. My hand-eye coordination is rather low. I'm probably gonna fail, yeah. I think there's really no point. I might as well give my gun to Kim so he has another bullet to shoot with. Perception is low too. I'm basically blind. Just like me. I don't really like know where to go and just go past a lot of different things in RPGs and miss a lot of things and locations and people. I think that was proven by the fact how I played Planescape Torment. Run around trying to find that portal to Ravel's maze. Find a way to open this door. Alright, so where did I come from? Did I come from... I came from here. I'm in this place. The dirty clothing here. Barn, arrow, or shirt. Okay, let's just take it. Army surplus, winter scarf. That looks pretty badass. Is this down there? Just books?
Soft covers.
Yeah, just books. YouTube again, 8-year comment, Kersey. I don't know why YouTube is on such a track lately to delete all the comments. I did disable all the filters. I don't know what is happening. Hand-eye coordination, I might need this. Shoot the gun. Empathy, composure, winter scarf. Alright. I'm all like ready. You probably make yourself look a lot more menacing. But you'll be full of empathy and fuzzy feelings.
The heavy metal door stands.
Just have to find out. Yeah, I see something over there. I see something over there. Yeah, the censorship here, I think I definitely disabled the filter. I don't know what is happening. Find the key.
This old cylindrical jet.
So this activated something and it's going down, so we have to go down and then have a look at what we missed once again, because I tend to miss a lot of things in RPGs. So you gotta follow the... Yeah, here you go. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta follow the wiring.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
Run your fingers across the keyboard.
The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is this then?
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out. They terminate here.
It is open the blast door.
I think, yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
Current emergency open.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks.
Cool.
A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in. A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
Half-light.
After you.
Before outside. When we were walking across the sand, I felt someone watching me.
So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here.
I'll stare, point to the door.
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
Let's go. I think maybe I should save. Right out into the open. Walk slow, might be dangerous. Alright. And I have a bum leg. Sometimes the game takes over and then there's an unavoidable scene or cutscene. It's pretty rare, but it happened twice. 2 times or 3 times. Over dingy. It's deflated, broken. Small white flowers. This is one of the flowers that I managed to not catch at the top of the hostel. where the murder took place. Kind of a callback, and this might be our man. Game, you get the back. I will be on the front. Surround him. Surround him. Tie him up, Dano.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth,
Fire guy.
then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
Okay, nice gun you got there. Did you close the blast door? Are you the fire guy? Goodbye. Sir, I need you to put down that gun so we can talk further. We are with the police.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
Deserter. So he deserted from that revolutionary period?
Yell at him now. Loud.
Put the weapon down now. Okay, but keep the gun down when we talk. That's gonna work really fine. This is not gonna work, unfortunately.
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's forehead.
Put it down now, sir.
Look at that pose.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
Okay.
Like an amputated limb in the sand.
Put the gun lying in the sand.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood. Triangon, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
Sinyao. This is a triangle made in Sinyao.
Worn. Personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of use, hasn't it, sir?
Could be, yeah. The revolutionaries were provided with these guns to fight.
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
This uses jacketed ammunition, 4.56.
Jacketed. Military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very, very far away.
He says mostly to the old man.
As he speaks, he stresses every word. He's liking this.
Alright. It's kind of interesting because we felt a gaze upon us as we were exploring the island, but then this guy wouldn't have been able to get around too well. Stow the gun.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly.
Uh-oh, he had another firearm hidden in his socks.
This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
Who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08.
It seems like he got some military training for sure, yeah. And this guy is from the Insulidian Citizens Militia, which so happens to be RCM, the organization that these guys are involved in, each successor. So it's predecessor. So it's kind of connected. he's their senior basically.
I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
So you've been on this island for 43 years.
No. I've been on other islands too.
Okay.
I was an Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Okay, then you've still been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
I don't even know what that is.
It's inhuman. It's sick. It's not how a human being should live, but I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
He just couldn't.
You couldn't give up,
He nods,
even though you deserted.
but he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
He looks across the water.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41. 2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government-marked heavy fuel oil.
So these officers are from the precinct where Harry belongs to. They came back. I don't know why they came back, but now they're examining the place once again.
Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes.
This is the
Walk.
horse-faced woman we also saw in the Whirling in Rags cafeteria, and she was rather nice. She was more accommodating to Harry and his problems.
The officers go, leaving behind the road.
Yes, Vic Marais was in
One
wigs and
says, "I
sunglasses.
return to your side."
So this is what it meant. It was painted by Cindy the Skull. One day I returned to your side. I didn't really know what that meant. I think it was in French.
Always waiting.
The old man turned his eyes from the shore and back to you. For what?
For her to return.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution.
Girl, child, revolution.
Always.
I too have given my life to Mazovian socioeconomics. They're not dream anymore. Nothing in history is guaranteed, but revolution is still a possibility. Afraid she's gone. They're not dream anymore. Nothing in history is guaranteed. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he shot the guy to get the police to come. Eventually.
Good. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
You said you deserted your unit?
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Lapse of faith?
You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism.
Okay, so he definitely learned a lot about this, even in young age.
A second is all it took
For what?
for a reaction to take hold.
It wasn't reaction, you were just afraid. So reaction, I guess it means turning on your unit and running away.
It's the same thing. You haven't seen it. Not really. Not naked. It's impossible
Yeah, he
not
doubted.
to be afraid.
For a second, and that was all it took.
And this was when?
And when he deserted, that was the decision he made, and he couldn't turn back. Because obviously he would be shot for deserting his unit.
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky, and it looked like it formed the clouds. Storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
Dark magic.
The combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower.
Well, that doesn't really help. AA wouldn't really help against this shelling.
Huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
A terrible shame still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and smallness of what he became.
What then?
I ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland. In the bunkers underground, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened of the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
Okay, what was that?
Airships. I climbed out into hell. The land.
Yeah, that's true. AA position would be targeted first. From the artillery 80 kilometers away.
The fortress was half submerged too. Shattered.
So no survivors on the fortress, I guess.
They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
Some kind of great terror. Worse than you've ever seen.
Seen what? Should I just go and keep questioning this guy?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love. All the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed.
After that, you wear the mask again and act as if nothing bad happened.
And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know.
What?
That the bourgeois are not human.
Okay. Right, I just let him finish.
I had to. I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
The old man falls silent. His black eyes keep piercing your skin as he looks to some great distance behind you, shaking his head slowly, retreating from it. Okay. You said this is your termless surrender. I have another serious question for you. Maybe I should just go down one by one. Why is this place, this island?
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What was it used
A
for?
congenitally deformed King Philip II.
Congenitally
built it to restrict
deformed.
access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun.
Only one AA gun.
Against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
You mean the landing? Retaking of Rebel?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow.
Deathblow.
You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Whereas I'm not one of them. Am I one of them? Maybe. Coalition military. Someone who's come to end this madness. Murders, I know what you mean.
You don't know. You haven't seen it. Iblis.
Iblis?
Black-eyed angel.
Okay. That's what they call them. How have you survived all this time?
How does anyone survive? I steal.
What do you steal?
Supplies, vegetables. I collect rainwater. It's the life of a dog, not a human being.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
You also have Druamine.
Yeah, that's right. I have some help items that I can spare. We have Dramamine and other opioid-based painkillers. You must be in pain.
I have been running out of that stuff.
Basically, I stole it from the medicine cabinet of this guy. Light goes on in his eyes, he smacks his dry lips.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
You like that Dramamine, don't you?
It's the little joys. A dark joke, a sunshiny day, morphine.
This is a serious situation, you need to be looked over, and we can do it.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
How have you coped mentally? Reading books?
I haven't.
Oh.
I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of...
His eyes roll into his skull and back.
I don't even know what. Inferno?
You notice the lieutenant is about to say something?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult, mentally, to live in isolation.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watch the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. Ruins, glimmering in the dark, like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
He looks down at his shoes. His face parched from the sun and the wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
How have you considered yourself all these years?
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
Campaign is to turn yourself in, like, turn the communist chin.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
How did you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
All them snitches.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted.
Why don't you just walk there? The weapons cache under St. Gelaine 22B. This is the doomed commercial district where I was able to find cache of weaponry.
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs.
Rabbits, huh?
Men without ideals are only animals.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
Okay. At least he didn't call them rats. The weapons cache.
So you finally found it.
Yeah, that was him, huh?
There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Belmer graves, right?
They were damaged beyond use.
I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the
Oh,
chamber,
really?
however.
Okay. What I picked from the cache, the gun didn't have any bullets and was inoperable. Had to sell it to the pawn shop owner, I think. There's a small bunker under the failed building. Have you stayed there?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not
Okay,
anymore.
I see. So there's another bunker there that we examined, and it was also a bit telling. Whoever was staying there was a communard.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
Killed themselves.
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
Tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
I think this basically confirms whatever he told us so far.
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
Okay. But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of tales to tell, for sure. What does a political commissar do?
The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs.
Okay.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the commune.
The lieutenant says softly. He knows his history.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
He was like a cleric, a shepherd.
So, you're like a priest.
No, the opposite of that. A future human, not a human of the past.
That means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
Alright. I'm not really into politics myself.
You're a inert lumpen with a gun.
Another way of saying that. Okay.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology.
He turns to the old man.
We have
Yeah.
come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body. There's definitely something off with his body. Something more than just metabolism.
You said this is your terminus surrender.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
I know what it looks like, but I have secret plans to turn RCM into Mosavian Revolutionary Unit. We are with the RCM, let's leave it at that.
Let's. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste dans ce monde.
Moralist International Moral Intern.
Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
Rene, the royalist on the coast, said.
Okay, so remembering what Rene said, you never signed the revolutionary instrument of surrender.
Only the army. Liberal reactionaries signed it for them. Traitors who should have been burned alive. I am a political commissar of the Communist Party, and the party never surrendered.
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because the party didn't surrender?
If the party had surrendered, then it would not be the party.
Well, understood.
I don't think you did. You live in a delusion. Radio shows, speed racing, and sporting goods. It's not real.
Alright, Grandpa. It's time for some serious talk.
There's nothing serious in this world.
More than for
It's a
health.
farce.
What have you been using this gun for? Is this a white check, really? Okay, maybe I can increase composure and get maybe 20% next time.
I've used it for killing people.
Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended. Okay. Okay. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first.
Alright. I keep that in mind.
Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Sure. I know you want to tell me, have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two? So you're saying you kill people after active fighting stopped?
What did I just say?
I guess I made the wrong choice. He keeps shaking his head erratically suddenly. He brushes something out of his eye.
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
Yeah, alright then. I know you want to tell me, have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two?
I don't want to tell you anything, you grotesque murderer.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong all the time.
Okay, so which one do I say then?
Nothing comes to you. Silence. His black eyes look at you,
Kim, help.
and in them a chill like electricity running up your spine, crawling into your skull.
What?
All is not as it seems.
Detective.
Alright. The lieutenant turns to you with well-disguised impatience. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill Colonel of the security contractor Crenell?
The who now?
The corpse in ceramic armor hanging behind the whirling rags. Did you shoot him?
Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
The lieutenant takes a sudden step toward him.
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession.
I think I already got... Actually, that was the task that popped up, not the task complete. So I need to now force confession out of this guy.
The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
You've done the ballistics. Point to the tower. The shot came from this island. Hit yourself on the side of the forehead to get something out of your head that is hiding from you.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession.
And there is also the autopsy report. We didn't find the bullet in the guy's mouth. Watched it in there. But there is a bit of side, maybe it's Inland Empire shivers that show that there are two workers at the autopsy coroner's office who were able to find out the bullet. So maybe they can corroborate.
You have been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You need medical aid.
I'm ready to die.
Done your
Done my
part.
part.
Okay, for what?
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
It's the best uninterrupted line of sight into the window in all of Martinez. That faces, you admitting you've killed him?
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
The problem is that one twig got broken and 6 people are dead. I don't need your cooperation, I've got this. Show him the triangle 446.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that. Jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons, eh? Going against
flame bomb.
rifles with a flame bomb. Of course you got all those.
So he watched everything that happening from that vantage point.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Okay then, stop change the subject, we have the murder weapon, point to it.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
You think we have the murder weapon?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
I'm calling it, we have the murder weapon.
Good.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
What am I forgetting?
Wait, here it
Ouch.
The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Oh yeah, Maybells.
There
Yes.
were Maybells in the grass when you got here, and Maybells on Clausia's balcony.
Right, so maybe he came to the roof?
Wait, don't forget the
Ow.
footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
Of course, thank you, Head. So there is a secret place where the pinball was being worked on, being repaired and stuff like that, and we found a footprint that were recently made, and nobody knew about the secret passageway.
You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
So this guy was just coming around,
Maybe don't be
skulking around.
more though. You're not immortal.
Maybells behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here. Point to them.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
Haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinique, only here.
They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinaise is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths?
Alright,
Pinball
yeah, so
workshops?
Kim goes directly to the point.
I may.
A young woman called Classe. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind the window.
Classier.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
He turns his sight from the widening field of flowers and falls silent, and the muscles in his jaw twitch a spasm.
Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
Right, I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa? Some shit.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
Alright, the old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet.
These are not the unusual horizontal patterned
Okay.
soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
So who was the other guy?
The size fits, but not the soul.
Drama. Easy 9.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
People change shoes. It doesn't mean you weren't there, near the room the victim died in, sneaking around and poking holes and looking at them.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer, dripping with blood.
He was a killer, but he was still under the protection of the law.
Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner.
Well, then you could have given us a signal or come to the island to mingle with the folks. I don't know. I mean, this guy is just so pent up in his own world.
Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
He breathes through flare nostrils.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Sure then. So you shot him?
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
We can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger.
Lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
And then I just hold my breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase. And I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth.
He begins to smile.
I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick's still in her.
There, a hot flash of rage almost carries the smile away. Some dark peace.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own.
Well, fascist, we're not.
And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Did you write that down in your notebook?
Yes.
A single world is all it gives.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The lieutenant takes out his notebook. Great, yeah, finally takes it out. Very slowly.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
He shrugs and smacks his lips.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
Do we need a motive?
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
He cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city, and the tremor passes his right side, lowering intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
You pull the trigger.
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Alright then. What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
So you're jealous.
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore.
Alright, what bitter old man. So jealous. Jealousy.
And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second. Writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But you can't have everything.
Her body sweating from the drugs, slick from cerebral hemorrhage.
Okay, I didn't need that picture.
This man has seen past her, like you did.
How long have you been watching her?
Since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have a skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Fell building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Okay, now we can implicate her too, if we can find her, where she's gone.
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared.
And beautiful.
Okay, and beautiful.
That, too.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on, right there. She needed it just to move.
What do you think she hid there?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
Finally, we have the lead. This is the hidden boy she told us about. You looked into it?
After she was gone.
He nods.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
So this is gonna tell whether she took it herself.
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do
Yeah, so she probably went to that place.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
You saw her name on the passport, but before, when I said her name is Crochet, you didn't seem to recognize it. Are you sure we checked the submersible? There was nothing there.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to the yeah.
Okay. I guess he didn't really see her coming back for the boy.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
What did it say her name was in the passport?
It was something. I don't remember.
Okay.
It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Guess the photo checks out.
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks. And a body hard and lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the
Okay.
photo. And glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
How did you see all this? The bruises that she was beaten.
I'm not blind, am I?
Then reaction speed. This is gonna... I don't know, hopefully this works, but I just don't have the reaction speed to get some better chances. But this is interesting about the footprint and the shoe. Yeah, she could have changed shoes, and also I think I found out a hole in the wall that basically viewed what is happening in the bedroom. So I think I guess that didn't count. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I do remember that hole though.
It quickly
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, so we've been having some good luck with the checks here. Ever see through her window on the roof?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been through the secret route behind the whirling rags. Those are your footprints. You just changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too.
He shakes his head almost
Things
in...
they
Okay.
did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you. One more loose end down.
That's
We're
good.
doing this, detective.
We're doing this. We're getting promoted. Me and Kim.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I punched my way.
I can just
Oh,
walk in
actually,
there
this guy.
now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
Wow. Somebody would have seen him.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
He points toward the whirling in rags.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
Did you have feelings for that woman?
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
And we have talked to him for 4 hours.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
It's reactionary. There have been others?
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something.
Was that why you left the dried flowers behind the window?
No.
He starts to shake his head again, a sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
When was this? After you killed the guy?
The day after I
Yeah.
killed him.
And you brought her Maybells.
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted to console her.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
Well, that could be true, but then I would have had more reactionary speed and of my alcohol binge.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, then nods at you once more. One more down.
Right. So in conclusion, it wasn't about him, it was about her.
Her.
He repeats, staring at the ashes, and then the reeds. There's a twitch in the corner of his eye.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
The level up.
That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away, but she led us here first. She figured that someone was watching her from the sea fort.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew.
So yeah, she was actually looking behind her shoulders sometimes, and it was mentioned during the dialogue with her.
She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, cold rain falls on 40-story towers. Above them, Elysium Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the grey sky by a web of suspension wiring encircled by hybrid aircraft.
What is happening now?
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving for another,
Oh, that's
far south.
Clasier. She escaped, and now she's gonna go far south. Huh?
Smaller, distant, hidden. Not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water. And across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible, if she didn't squint her eyes. There, on a dilapidated jetty, in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a sea fort stick out of the water, built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the Commune.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty interesting for sure. Yeah, medium cup, and also art cup. Just that, yeah, he feels kind of powerless to do it. This sixth sense. It's pretty interesting to read about it, though. I mean, you can kind of it's a bit of wrap up of what happened to the other NPCs and characters.
He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vicmair points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him.
Yeah, so this guy is now trying to track him down. This guy, for some reason. 2 police officers, the horse-faced lady and Vic Marais, and 1 special consultant. Who is this?
Special Consultant
Oh, here you go, Heidenstam.
optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then. I know this interesting little place. Where? His voice trails
Yep.
off as the 3 walk down the jetty. As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder at the crumbling fortification in the rain.
Heidenstam.
Rotten tooth rising out of the water. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
So I can spend my skill points. So there is a mention when I was talking to Ruby that she noticed that there was a few other guys that rolled into town with Harry, and they left or something for some reason. Maybe that's where this is going to explain what happened after he arrived in town.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
Okay, so you have 3 choices. Been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
Rentiers? What you got against renters? More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries.
Yeah, we've seen more than a few of them in Martinez.
Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class.
And then finish, do not interrupt.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals. Like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't.
Oh, boom boom morons.
That tent of theirs.
The Nordic guys, the Nordic music club people. Egghead, Andre, Noid, Marcel. He keeps shaking his head with sorrow for the sight he missed. Not.
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht.
It's Joyce.
Her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too.
Oh, he's gone. He's passed away.
Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Right, Grandpa. Time to take your medicine.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead. We did good when we pushed him under the horse car.
Oh.
Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
I guess this is where he really vents his anger.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language.
He really hates disco.
Leaving only a nonsensical sputter. What was that about? Steroids? It piqued your interest. There was something about a statue.
Wow, look at that.
nihilistic advertising agency people
More talking points.
might be worth investigating.
Statue, did you see the rising agency people? Okay. There was something about the statue. You mentioned the Union is social democratic, and Mr. Clare, farce but social democrat.
Another hideous disappointment. Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy of the proletariat. Placating the masses.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity with the Union's top brass.
Alright, who's the disappointment? Everett Clare?
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. The smart one.
Doesn't Everett run the Union? There was another Clare involved in running the Union.
That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Clare, that one's been to one of those East Revachol universities. He talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on.
You've talked to Edgar?
First against the wall with him.
He stopped poking at the ash now, just shakes his
The
head.
Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course, maybe the Clears asked him to.
Have you approached them?
I haven't approached anyone. I hid. It was Edgar.
Oh, that's interesting. I see.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He figured it out.
Oh, that's
Some kid
interesting.
told
Okay.
him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains.
He points the path leading to the tower.
Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things.
When was this?
20 years ago.
20 years ago?
Neither of them could walk now, could they? They were less fat then.
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
What did you talk about?
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree. Even quoted Marzov. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzov. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity. Offered me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought.
And he let you be here.
Let me be here? The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
Yeah, why? Mr. Dross, did you kill the cranial mercenary for the Clears to incite a riot?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again.
Again? What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We parted ways.
Okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them. But he's insinuating
Yeah,
something.
he's intuiting something. Logic. Ah, man. Yeah, it cannot be retried. A statue on the roundabout and syphilis. The racist on the gauge pumped full of steroids. Yeah, he definitely had a lot of steroids.
Yes, steroids. A racist on steroids.
You mean Measurehead, right? What is your opinion on him?
What is my opinion? You think the rich man has an opinion on this idiocy? Is the rich man on the radio telling you his opinion? No. The rich man's looking at real estate and fiddling his kids, wading through the corpses.
Ha, yes, but he was there. Why was he there if you can't have an opinion?
By the way, I've internalized this Weltanschauung. Then why was he there?
Scratching away at the race question. You moral intern monkeys keep the conversation going on Channel 4. Helping the rich man conduct his swindle with this inanity. You think the rich man cares about your little race games? He rules the whole world. And he laughs at your moral soliloquies.
Disco horse?
Horse.
It always says even that word has to be pushed through his teeth with great force. The rage seized too hard. Maybe he killed a couple of disco people. There's something about the statue on the roundabout and syphilis.
Syphilis is a disease Philip III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue is an abomination.
If he knows his history. Is that the true history though? Abomination.
The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on
Yeah,
sparkling
cocainium.
wine,
He's known for
cocaine,
cocainium. Yeah.
and monuments of himself. His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
His son was insane.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues too. Hundreds of them.
Actually, I managed to lop up the horse's head for the revolution.
What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Because the king is holy and his statues are indestructible. Because cynical advertising yuppies erected the deconstructed version of it. I guess this is the best choice.
That's right. Some advertising cockroaches erected a cynical deconstruction of it. We tore it down with honest working-class plastic explosives.
Working class plastic
There it is
explosives.
again.
Yeah, the revolutionary explosives. But it's there again, unfortunately.
Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists should all be given 30 years of hard labor in Yekokata.
Yekokata is like a Siberia version of Disco Elysium. Okay, every gallery should be bulldozed. Well, it has to be passed by the Arcop first. Arcop has to decide. Without cock parading his colorful uniform, you mean Renee?
Every fucking morning for 34 years.
34 years.
Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game.
Yeah, Renee is unfortunately very tragic character too. He was kind of also bound by his I guess bound his past, and also had a woman that he liked and wasn't able to make it work.
Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click clack across the water each day, and that uniform like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A patank maniac race traitor.
Race traitors. Okay, you're being racist.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him personally, his make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one, that one.
With his shaky finger, he points to the city toward the crater near the plaza where a lonely pine tree stands. He's gone though. Maybe I can shoot him. Maybe I can
begging to be
let him know.
Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
And he wasn't really fat.
He whispers with such predatory hunger, it borders on longing.
You'd like to kill him?
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
Uh-huh.
A treat, better served for later. He's a pleasure delayer.
It's a treat for later, huh?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Renee. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel
He lets out a wistful sigh.
better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around.
Okay.
Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
This is where you can tell that he passed of old age.
No,
Yes.
I waited too long. I waited too long and now he's dead?
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now. Fuck it.
He suddenly feels sorry for the guy.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His health ailing.
He had 1,000 chances to kill him.
And I blew them all. What does it matter now? He's gone. Ancient dust.
He reminded him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to think of something else. But no. It's just hatred.
Alright. You cared about him?
All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. And now, God damn this world.
Oh, sorry for that.
Fuck you.
Are you okay, Mr. Dross, to go on?
Think I haven't seen people die. It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
He's getting out with 40 years of isolation, and then he has a lot on his mind.
He's not okay. This is just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together.
So there was another forewoman before Everett came into power, right? And I think she left. She left. She didn't even come for the contest where people voted to elect the head of the union. And maybe this has to do with this guy maybe threatening her, blackmailing her. Maybe I thought that talking to this guy with all these dialogue choices would increase my chances to know more about the situation with the union and this guy, but 42% is, I don't know, hopefully this is going to be another lucky roll.
Oh no.
No.
The connection doesn't come to you.
Alright,
Such a
that's
pivotal
unfortunate.
Dumbo, do something. You can't zone out now. This isn't Doodaloo dance.
Alright, you cannot have everything.
Slap yourself in the head again. Jumpstart it.
Alright. Something with the union boss, please. Please work.
Officer,
The lieutenant watches you beat yourself in the head again, the second time in this interview.
Mr. Dross, about this deal you made with Edgar, the death of the colonel mercenary was only coincidentally beneficial to the Clares. But
He leans
what
closer.
about the other people you've killed for them?
Other people?
Like the previous 4 women of the Union.
Oh, she was killed?
That's it. That's what you were.
Oh, Kim to the rescue. Kim to the rescue.
I didn't fight 40 years to end up an informant for the international regime. What happened, happened.
Okay.
You are the law. He must divulge the information.
Kim, you're not solving this part. What do we do?
Look who's up. From the drunken stupor. This one's worse for wear than me. Emotionally frayed. Life is hard for us human beings in deregulation hell, isn't it?
We will have plenty of time to talk about this later, Mr. Dross. When you're in pre-detention. It can take years in pre-detention.
Alright.
Go ahead. I've been in solitary confinement my whole life.
Ease off it. This was not an unmitigated disaster. The lieutenant mitigated it. Just proceed
Alright then.
calmly.
Yeah, couldn't get it. Couldn't get that spectacular revelation. The 4 women being removed to get the clears up, but
Glad we talked about what?
can I do this again? There's a white check, right?
His lip curls into a sneer at the memory.
Okay, I don't have any choice.
Glad we talked about what?
It was red, yeah, so I can't do it. Maybe I should just go ahead and arrest him. This is when I can increase my composure and come back to assess this guy's health. But then I don't think I can increase my composure enough to get anywhere. Although I can do save scum. But I think I just have to arrest him for the murder of the mercenary.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
Maybe first arrested.
The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
no, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
I guess that's how the communists did it. He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing terror.
He's not afraid of jail. He's afraid of something else.
Or something else.
Like parting from a loved one.
Your confirmation is not required.
Damn it.
Now onto the boat.
There's someone coming.
You thought you heard something.
Maybe we could all...
Damn it, it was pretty close, but... We could all fit in the little boat? First say, does it have room for 3?
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here, but...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
Watches him when... who watches him there while I come back for you?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
You did the job. Okay, then I guess, by all means, go ahead.
What is this farce? Is this a fucking farce? I can't.
Something is happening. Stop. Lillian. You could ask her, maybe.
Maybe I can just ask the net picker to watch him.
This is no harmless old man.
This fucking world.
Maybe you should
This
time him up.
world. What is this?
You could come back for me once you've taken him to the precinct. I could come back for you once I've taken him to the precinct. We could all fit in the little boat?
Actually, no.
Wait, you could come back for me.
No, it would take a whole day on this island. You go and transport the prisoner. I'll be here. I can escort him to the pier with you.
No need to be polite, I do it.
This world. What are you talking about? Is this... us?
Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Uh-oh. Here comes the squad. Alright. Is that Phasmid? That's Phasmid! That's Phasmid! The ancient Indian Phasmid, folks. It's boss battle.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
It's
The
confused.
stick insect is over 3 meters tall.
Wow. Time to dance, yep.
Straight at you, with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head.
You like locusts?
You feel your legs shaking under you, and your gun hand rise instinctively.
There he is, I see it.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
Jim, can you see it?
I can see it.
Yeah, he can see it too.
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane.
Ancient Indian Phasmid.
What that means, it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Oh, I feel good about trying to help the geologist all this while.
Be very, very careful.
Lieutenant whispers, then takes a step toward the giant anthropod. I have come in peace. Hand over the man. Oh, it was a Phasmid all along. So what? I can just walk? It's time for save.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its
Very
jaws.
high, because
As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
interesting. Yeah, whisper. This is Internidium Phasmid. So close.
It is.
You hear the familiar ring of his jacket unzipping slowly, painstakingly so.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera.
Are you sure you won't scare it off?
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion
No, don't go.
Phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
I'm afraid stop now.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
He has stopped fiddling with the camera but does not put
You
it down.
see the Phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Just listen to me.
Okay.
Lieutenant puts his finger to his lips and
The
nods.
spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking the
Okay.
measure of the air.
Yeah,
Slowly.
let's try this. Lay the pheromone on thick. Your corpse will be marked by stars and Lena's childhood experience. I really tried to talk to Lena, so this helps in the end.
Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the Phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals.
Yes, haven't taken a shower for all 7 days, so I must smell like probably smell this guy from a mile away.
Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Raise your hand slowly.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. No, stop. Be afraid.
Your hand
The
down.
invertebrate comes back to life, stridulating. Sets of complex eyes follow you, moving in tandem on either side of the insect's small head.
Okay, hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Oh. I did not speak? Oh, should I speak?
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish.
Him is foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The lieutenant watches you
The
apprehensively.
foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts.
Okay, here we go.
masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
The Inland Empire is going to allow me to talk to this thing?
I exist.
Okay. I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
I tell you what will happen. It's Wonder Bar? Was it Wonder Bear? Fire burning. I'm ill. I tell you what will happen.
But I will tell you what it's like for me.
Okay. It's like fire burning.
Fire? Where?
On the horizon, pale fire. This thing we are both sensing is coming to an end. It's a German word. Oh, okay.
That is your problem. Nothing ever ends for me. There is only room for 2, maybe 3 pictures in my mind. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist.
It's wonderful. Okay. This guy's not particularly in a wonderful frame of mind. Intruded upon by what?
Shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. A swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding.
I see. I just understand the world.
I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never burn.
I'm glad to be me, an incredibly sensitive instrument.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation. Even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
It was very disorienting at first, but I kept keeping my shit together.
That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting
Oh,
for you.
insects rooting for me. Cool. Maybe I shouldn't really kill the mosquitoes now.
And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. Bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor
Wow.
of your passing. But not
That's
me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
well, that's really comforting to hear. The insects will take me to the sky piece by piece.
In honor of your will, Lieutenant Euphrator, that you kept from falling apart in the face of sheer terror, day after day, second by second. Detective, arriving
Uh-oh.
on the scene.
Somebody's arriving. I'm a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
The crosswords and semiochemicals. The killer. I was born to detect you. Okay.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
You're destroying him?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go
Oh.
away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
Where does this come from, all this around us, the world?
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
Then all we can do is beat our fist against it day after day with no answer.
You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read.
Okay, what exactly are you? What are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molting, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash cans and boys.
Huh, okay, so it was basically hidden in plain sight. Maybe I missed this creature just out of the corner of my eye.
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics that help it maintain its
Yeah, could be.
camouflage.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Seminese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Rebelshaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
Are you poisonous?
Yes, I do not have a starter display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage.
Oh, okay, I
Do
see.
not worry,
That's what.
it is only destructive over long periods of time.
That's why it's affecting the deserter.
The deserter. He's
Yeah.
been here for a long time.
Okay. I mean, I know what this is. This is not a dream, right? Even Kim recognizes the insect. I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That was all. It's insane.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while it is you who are a total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system ominously new to the planet.
You to the planet.
The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before
Oh, the
you.
Pale came with the
Aryans do not.
the
Radial
people.
Symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, the Pale is human made? Wow, wait, did he come from outer space?
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
Yeah, she must know everything about the grandpa for sure. I don't have that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
With nuclear warheads and weapons of mass destruction, I guess.
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Or as how? It's a very exhale thought. Okay.
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget?
I already forgotten the whole world once when I drank too much.
So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Yeah, I guess so. Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at it.
And I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
No, I told you much about our fate. The case is meaningless compared to this. I have totally transcended the case.
I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
Okay, I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That was all. It's a dream. What is happening? Let's just go for all the dialogue choices.
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
It's real. But goodbye.
No, there is one more.
Say you're the kindest. Yeah, you're one kind insect. You told us and warned us about the mankind. You told us that the insect will carry me to the sky after I die. And all that other jazz, and talked about the birds and...
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman. Turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For all mankind.
What woman? You mean Kaze?
You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires.
Oh, okay, I see.
So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. And it.
Yes, I will. I don't know why it was, but it's an undercurrent theme that he is having nightmares because of his past, I think, and that has to do with women. I think that's what the insect reads from my mind. So I try. I will.
She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Yeah, the ex-wife. Yes, ex-wife. Such a yeah, the burden. Such a burden. Well, I don't know about picture, but okay, Kim, take the picture. I talked to the insect.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
Nice picture.
The sweat on your arms feels cold as ice, as if you're frozen as well, in the shadow of this great statue of chitinous marble.
I got it.
You hear the lieutenant whisper. As a creature shape develops onto photo paper in his hand, a polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds and the sky, and you as a shadow below before it.
For all time.
We got it. Whisker, huh? Am I gonna die?
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the chitin curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body.
I'm a now transcendent one. I'm a transcendent one.
It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antennae is much smaller than the other one.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with
Lick
some
your
kind of
finger.
moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen.
Every page sight like forearm?
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing.
This is what happens in alien movies. You become basically become very dumb and expose yourself to the alien, not knowing that there's imminent danger. That's what happens to everybody. Run your hand up the slender limb higher.
A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten, mesmerized by the light passing its nervous system.
I don't think I should lick the finger.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Disengage slowly.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water. the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Okay, goodbye, Vesmith. Gone, just like that, it's gone.
And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water.
It's gone.
You can walk on water?
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What now?
What now?
The old man behind you repeats suddenly. He puts his hand into the ash. It's dirty and black.
Some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
He
Also,
points to the reeds.
it looks like the insect had some kind of nest there. Look. Maybe it has left some proof.
Ah, okay. Huh, interesting. Clash's passport. Alright, that's evidence. Interact with it, and oh, rifle scope. What else? That's it. Very interesting. So what can I do with this? A common 30mm sniper scope attachable to any bolt action 4.46 caliber. It uses an old-style non-dotted range-finding reticle, which I can attach to triangle 446. Okay. Do I have the bullet? This particular piece is missing a scope though, an idle scope. Interact with Clash's passport. Oh, plays with the boys at night. I see. Maybe that's that's where the yeah, he was able to get the passport.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
Look at the photo.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow. An old photo, before life came and did what it does.
What was this doing in the Phasmid's nest?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
I think the Phasmid took it.
like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
Would it? Maybe it was simply curious.
Perhaps it was curious, like an octopus? Perhaps it a vendetta against our Miss Orange.
An octopus belongs to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point.
Yeah, octopus is another creature that seems very out of place with the other creatures of the sea. He says Katerzyna Alazie. So I think she was mentioning her name. That was on the passport, but then I think she said the passport name is different from her real name. So I think she was lying once again.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Yeah.
Anouk Meyer.
So she was lying.
Katarzyna Alazie was supposed to be her real name, where Clausia comes from. Remember? God damn it. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Katerzyna Alazie was supposed to be her real name. She lied to us.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now.
Lieutenant smiles. What's her real name then?
I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alazie, or Clausia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
The winds are silent. The streets are empty of her. She is no longer in the city of Revachol.
Okay, at least the shivers confirms that. It's not part of the tools. This is part of the tools. Anyways. Interesting. Back to you. I don't know what his name is, old man.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Sir, how could you not see the phasmid?
See.
He stares at the reeds and falls silent.
Mr. Dros?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking with fear and longing, like an addict of some terrible substance.
Okay, touch his shoulder gently.
The plastic cape feels coarse. A light shiver passes the man. Other than that, no reaction. He feels small and frail.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem. Doesn't it, Mr. Dros?
If he cannot move around, then can be like transported onto the boat like a
The
luggage.
trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What has happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
I think it's a phasmid. Old age and shock,
The
yes.
appearance of the phasmid in conjunction with the stress of the arrest. He spent his entire life here. For him to leave would be...
We found some things in the phasmid's nest, Mr.
He
Dross.
stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
Show him the ceramic helmet? Show him the detached scope?
I lost.
You lost him, Mr. Dross?
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie phasmid.
Magpies.
This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being.
Alright then. I'm going to let you rest now, Mr.
The
Dross.
plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The strength is all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a windbreaker.
Hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Also examine the helmet. Can I wear the helmet? I can. Half-light suggestion. Alright, Fairweather T500. This is the helmet that was worn by one of the mercenaries who were at the tribunal. Pain threshold volition. Conceptualization suggestion. I guess I should wear this instead. Doesn't really show, so... yeah, empathy -1 though. Okay then. Alright, so let's save and then see if I can put some skill points into our character, finally. Yeah, thanks for coming, Lord Saren. I really appreciate you coming here. And yeah, hope you have a great rest of night. And also check the VOD on what's gonna happen at the last part of this streaming or part of this game. But yeah, thanks for joining the streams and yeah, I mean, joining and then leaving some very helpful comments. I really appreciate it. And this is definitely a gem of a game. Very unique. There's nothing like this before or after. Very unique. Oh, what skill point do I need to increase?
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
RCM. Sounds like RCM. Red Patrol Citizens Militia.
It does.
Why?
The RCM may descend from the ICM.
Okay. May.
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. A mediocre athlete would pant from dragging around his body on a busted crutch. But not you. You're thinking about politics, with blood dripping down your thigh.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm still hurt. This is why the blood is dripping down my thigh. What I'm hearing is we descend from the glorious Revolutionary Army. ICM sounds like ICP, very close to International Collaboration Police. Nice and normal that way.
There were all sorts of groups and groupuscules back then. It doesn't really matter.
Groupuscules. I guess this is what they mean by cells, different cells. A white star, point to the star on the label.
No, an upside-down star.
Upside down star, down with the man.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Are those specks stars too?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Interesting. Looks old. So the encyclopedia does pop in to let you know the lore.
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Gefreiter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns.
Okay. Yes, solo save, thank you. Reminds me to now get my 4 skill points spent somewhere. It'll be 5 if I can maybe examine some thought and give me 5 more experience points, then I'll be able to get another skill point in my character. But not right now though. And, see whether I can find some thought that is gonna pop into my mind. But anyways, I need to increase. Perhaps it's going to be. I'm not so sure what I should be increasing. Maybe authority? Because we're going to be dealing with cops. We might have to increase Esprit de Corps. Save first. Volition? Sure. I don't know about Volition. Let's go for Esprit de Corps. Authority. This one. Empathy, now 11. Rhetoric. You never can guess what is going to happen. You only hope for the best. Revision seems to be the one that I can spend some points on. Conceptualization did pop in from time to time. Drama, rhetoric, intellect based, learn skill. Maybe logic too. Interfacing. I cannot level up. It's all. The ceiling is 6. Shivers, hoplite, electrochemistry, physical instrument. Enjoy healthy organs. Lacks powerful muscles. Maybe I can. Maybe I see a situation where physical instrument might come into play. And cop culture. Let's see what happens. I have another point to spend if I can get my experience point. 5 more experience points. Nothing else to do but to go and get some help.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Okay, let's get the boombox on.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight.
Okay, so there's no return.
The ride back
sad song.
Uneventful and quiet.
The boombox cannot tune into sad FM.
2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Okay, where's the woman? Lillian is gone. Uh-oh. Harry, we are here because we are worried. I don't know what I'm even doing here. It's Big Murray, and this is some Hammerstein or some other guy, Hallerstein, and the horse-faced woman. You cannot even escape this. I mean, they're all here, congregated.
Look what the tide brought in.
Says the man without sunglasses. Suddenly his expression changes and he tilts his head.
I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no doubt in my mind that some bad people are looking for it. Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Thanks.
Whatever this is,
I
it is
shaved.
completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Forget about all this. There's a giant.
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He pointed at you with both hands. The armor? No one seems bothered by it.
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton.
Future cop. Cyber cop.
Everyone felt perfectly safe in your company. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Godly success. I know when people are uncomfortable around me, they haven't been.
Believe me, they felt uncomfortable.
Maybe more people are uncomfortable around you.
Vic,
Mr. Sunglass. Mr. Sunglasses at night guy. Who are you people? I know who they are. Unfortunately, my player character doesn't realize.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on...
Oh yeah, this guy is the guy with the kid. Ah, I see. So he was in on it. That's why he was up there with his kid every morning, every day. Poor kid.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Quemar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Battle Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
Yeah, it's suddenly regarding regaining his confidence.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
He's a nice boy. He deserves a lot of Christmas presents from Santa Claus.
The two aren't mutually exclusive.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's good to
Let's
meet you,
destroy
Lieutenant
them.
Tsuhagi.
Okay, maybe if I said let's destroy them, I don't think there'll be any confrontation, right? I mean, so well beyond the point where I recognize these guys as my co-workers. So what's this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
He really doesn't want to be here.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
I understand. Okay, guard told you.
And people on the street helped us too, with your whereabouts.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local drunk.
Did you visit the club? Listen to some music? Pretty sure they know me. You aren't the man with sunglasses that says, oh, you're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
Insane. Can't even show you the picture. Show the picture of the phasmid.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Okay, too sarcastic. Actually, I suspect something was off. Maybe if you had been so sarcastic, I realized I knew you.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off.
Okay, that's why they left. Okay, I had it coming.
Had what coming? Not recognizing people you work with every day. Brain damage.
Hey, you never told me you're not the horror space woman. This might anger her, so I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say whatever comes to my mind. So, Trent Hiddleston turns out to be special consultant Trent Hiddleston.
Yes, I'm Trant Hiddleston. I never said I wasn't Trant Hiddleston.
That's true, but what was up with the kid then?
Mikhail? Mikhail is my son.
Oh yeah? What was up with all the interesting history spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Okay, I don't know, I believe you.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence.
Oh, okay.
It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
So, what are you special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on.
Okay. You mentioned the task force? No one's who they say they are.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory, who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking Hiddleston, and Guillaume Baby.
Yeah, what happened to Guillaume Baby?
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Alright, so who's Guillaume Baby?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Baby is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trant because I'm forcing him to stay.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, KRC. It could be a good old showdown. Good old duel or something, but alright, let me see if I can talk out of my way here.
They're your posse, or what remains of it. Hand-picked, hand-lost.
Okay, so they're my posse.
The 41st isn't...
So where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal. Yeah, I mean, there was a huge fight.
God damn it, Harry.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Wait, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson? Why did you leave a literal police god? After my disciples?
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
Maybe you did. Alright then. I'm not like that anymore.
Yes. You're sorry. You're the sorriest cop who ever lived. Nothing has changed, Harry. I've heard this repentance shit a million times over.
I don't know if this is ringing my... I don't know if this is ringing my any bells. Move on.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
So there's always the undercurrent that He suffered amnesia because there was some kind of damage done physically to him and his brain.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
And continued nightmares about from ancient reptilian brain and limbic system.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, pound, and so on.
As displayed in a station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Yes, I had no idea who this guy was. I thought he was just a tourist with this kid.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
I made it all up. It was a fantasy, a stupid joke. I know what I am. Something to do with the anomaly in the church, a 2mm hole in the world. I'm a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be anymore. It was a defense mechanism. Wait, socioeconomy? You think I'm so poor I lost my memory? I think this is the truth of the matter. It's about his divorce.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I...
Oh, hey, your comment. Oh no. Something bad, something about what is gonna happen here. Next, on the side of the... Oh yeah, this is very nice detail. Hey, Chelsea. I see, the ferrotype device. Cool.
I keep my shit together. Also, I
Yeah, here you go.
can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures toward the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input.
Oh, they finally got that comment out there. Can you see any option to shoot him first? Not yet, not yet. Maybe I should have chosen that earlier dialogue that was about telling Kim to prepare because we gotta destroy them. Maybe that would have led to a shooting or something. I bet this guy carries a gun too.
Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for its end.
Yeah, materialism and free market sometimes make people go crazy.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a crétin now? I want to know that.
At least he's a jerk to everybody.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Not all of you, I don't want to be in your unit. I'm ready to lead again. Line detective is good for now.
For now? I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
Maybe I should have approached him in without any clothes on. With just a leotard. Or unitard with the leopard print.
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
But now, proceed.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Let's stand there.
Yeah. Just stand there. It's cool.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Motor carriage, he drove it off the ramp. Off the side of the building, I think. Landed on the advertising sign, billboard. And then he crossed the water. And then he managed to crash it on the side of the ocean. Hold on. In the ocean? That wasn't me. It was stolen by traffic hooligans. I thought the killer would be underwater. He wasn't. Tequila Sunset also jumped the canal, by the way. Yeah, he jumped the canal. I'd like to have seen it in his memory. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing there.
Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of everyone's payslip.
Well, I can contribute 40 reals now. Hope that helps.
It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain
No.
smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Not good. I should increase hand-eye coordination. I just knew it. Not volition, not what it matters. You know, not esprit de corps. Hand-eye coordination was very sad.
You juggle the badge for a second, unsuccessfully, and it lands on the ground, some 2 meters away. Ouch! You strained your elbow trying to catch that stupid
Oh, just
thing.
health? Okay.
Damn it.
It's okay then.
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
I didn't get my gun back though, unfortunately. I guess there was an option to get my gun back somehow, but I don't know who took the gun.
And your gun?
Now, here comes the gun,
As if
folks.
having a badge
Here comes the
and
gun.
gun are natural states, not achievements.
I upgraded my gun to rifle. Looks like I moved up. And have a scope too. I can see miles away. I can see in your pants. I have a new gun now, President Ruby's gun. Just repeat gun. 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 Gun.
I don't care if you have a new gun. I only care about your old gun. Your official sidearm. You lost it, didn't you?
I don't have that. I don't have the sidearm. This is a great gun. Maybe it's not some kind of flash sidearm, but still.
I don't care. Where is the gun the RCM gave you to kill people with? Where is that one?
And I can mention I didn't kill any people with it.
I knew it. I told you it
Oh,
wouldn't.
Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Oh man, I should have mentioned Mr. Everett.
This isn't cause for celebration. It's bad.
I don't know who took the gun. Maybe it's Class A who got the gun.
I would say it's very bad. Yes. You're drunk like an asshole, Harry. Please put the stolen firearm away before you kill someone.
I try not to, but it can't work as well without it. I'm not drunk. I haven't started drinking again. No, I haven't really started drinking unless it was for a physical instrument.
So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then?
But I haven't watched in 7 days.
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
Hold on, I just haven't watched myself after the autopsy. Yeah, I've handled an actual corpse, man, without you guys helping me. It's been a bit of a week. I'm sorry it smelled bad.
A bit of a week? You're drunk, and you let a suspect escape, a certain Clasier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Okay, I got duped there. She pulled on me. Yeah, let her go and act of mercy. That's just a small detail in a huge case you know nothing about. And you know what? I saw a Injuninian phasmid, okay? Told me about the coming of the extinction of mankind, okay? Who cares? Who cares about this? Yeah, here you go. Times a quadrillion. I've come to know the final fate of man and the universe. Okay, just got duped there. Not taking her was the right thing to do. She gave up our clue that led us to the island.
Well, if she was specially trained, I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, the one who shot herself in the head, or the fact that you very likely sold your gun for booze. That's peanuts. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote compared to the 7 people who were gunned down.
7 people? I thought you were 6.
Blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
Oh, you should have been there to help me.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Yes, like I said, I cannot add more. I cannot add more, embellish more than what Kim said here. All these excuses will make this guy even angrier, I think. Especially the discovery of the sentry is gonna make him think that I'm insane in the membrane.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
So I think I was on friendly terms with Kim. I always commended him and even made him smile a couple of times. You know, I scratched his back, he scratched my back, you know, those kind of things.
The case?
Uh-oh.
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Here comes the backstab, or I don't know. Hopefully not.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And...
No! No! He betrays me!
The man sighs deeply.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder.
Did I apologize that much?
It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's just strange, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a true blue moralist.
True blue moralist?
He recently attempted
okay.
to contact a coalition warship in order to assign la responsabilité, which is commendable, but also at odds with his own behavior.
So he's saying I'm very chaotic guy, very strange.
Other still, he is also a Mazovian socio-economist who believes in liquidating the ruling class.
Did I really say that? Down with the ruling class?
Points of view, I don't
Really?
know, but he is vocal.
No, I cannot vouch for that.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for.
Oh really? I'm a great
But
detective,
despite all
yes.
this,
Because
he is a great detective, one of the best I have seen.
because I run around all the time. I don't walk ever. I run around, that's right, to save time.
He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven.
Yeah, I think Ruby described this guy as a human can opener.
Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Yeah, his heart and vocal cord out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation.
But they could have prepared for the situation where I didn't get the murder weapon, and I didn't get the confession. There's a whole lot of mess that is that was going to bound to happen if I didn't try hard enough.
He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution. who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
If I could have found what was wrong with him, I could have treated him. I have a sneaking suspicion that if these guys go to the island, they find this perpetrator dead.
A new species?
And then I should have just done the white check. This white check, skill check, in order to see what is wrong with him and then treat him with the medical items I had on hand.
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Boom shakalaka motherfucker. There's some kind of reference to the movie. I think I just say nothing.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
Yeah, the guy was driven mad by the poisonous nature of the phasmids. Pheromones.
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
Yes, the phasmid may have contributed to his mental state in some way over the years. This is what I wanted to say.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
His tired eyes followed the photo as the lieutenant pushed it away.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case.
Wow.
Now is the time. Now or never.
Also started a nightclub in the church. The killer, Lilianovich Dross, we have a strong motive for him. There is also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
Body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and
Okay,
stuff.
so it's transported to his precinct.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
It's still a point for you. No denying.
So I gotta keep the points up in order to get not get fired. The killer Lilianovich Dross, we have a strong motive for him. Yeah, okay.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
A revolutionary matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich,
Okay.
Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms.
Oh, matronyms.
derived from the mother's name instead.
I see.
This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
That was rather interesting, though. He killed a mercenary in an act of jealousy.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
Winner back with this. They teach this in cop school. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. I'm still not completely satisfied with it. It could just be a little neater. I did all I could.
I've never doubted you can pull yourself together and work in bouts. Bouts don't last. I can
Buttons,
still smell
okay.
the booze on the wind.
Maybe some other drunk that is drinking right now.
It's just a little celebration. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
Okay. Also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area. I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did.
No, I have the...
I mean, at this point,
I think-
anything is but the drink.
I think I still have the drug. I didn't give any portion of it to Kuno after I confiscated it from his dad. Also started a nightclub? Does this count?
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Yeah, I discovered hitherto unexplored electrophonetical phenomenon in there too, a 2mm hole in the world.
That's great. Entrepreneurship is a great new career for you. After police officer. I don't care. Go live in the Pale.
How can you be so mean?
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this
Okay.
subject now.
Sure. I'm not so sure about this though. It's just a bit too I mean I could have gone past the skill check and confirmed it for myself, but this is only a conjecture. And Kim was able to come in and then rescue the situation. Maybe I can also do this, but then this doesn't really have anything to do with the case.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't sound too important, since it's not connected to the case or a giant living organism.
Alright then, let's go back to the giant living organism.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Alright, yeah, I guess males are colorful, even in insect world.
It was definitely female.
The female voice when you talk to it.
Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
You had gather items in its nest, a helmet, a scope, and a passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
I still think it was female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
I think it emits a chemical that makes it look even more like the reeds.
Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host.
This guy knows everything.
It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's?
This guy's encyclopedia is like 15.
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable, without any chiromones.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
It told me. Observation, or just a hunch.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
Okay, sure.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
Right, it had mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
But he said Cop discovers new feces. Not species.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Yeah, maybe it can serve as a new mascot. We can make a little cartoons or little dolls. out of Asmid and set it in your precinct.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Thanks,
Without
Kim.
it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
Yeah, let's quit. So what do you say? Wanna take this hot shit back? Point to yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude,
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
Yeah. You know, the tribunal with the 6 people or 7 people being killed, including the suicide by Ruby, I thought that that was basically too much of a hill to climb.
But he's been drinking, she thinks. This is exactly how he gets out of this every time. It's bad for him, but...
I think I drink only once, just to get enough physical to break down the door to the pinball workshop.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Alright then, here we go.
The man looks westward, impatiently.
Right, I know who I am, so why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Okay, the ex-wife.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Some chick who?
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
Dora,
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, Dora England? So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
Okay, when was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
It couldn't have been 6. 3, let's go with 3. Okay, 6 years and what, 6 years? I guess stays with you for a long time. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora England really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Huh?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
That's something that I didn't expect.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin.
What's a Welkin? Is that German too?
Heartbreak Welkin. Pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Well, that's what happens if you judge the book by its cover.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go on.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river.
Yeah, it's 9:31 now. Holy crap.
Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
And your psychiatrist that had handled Joker.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Alright then. Okay, am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No.
Okay then.
Talks concluded.
Alright then. I guess I have only one more question left, and I talked to Kutaragi.
Well,
Kitsuragi, sorry.
first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lens of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by, carried by the wind.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first.
I guess skip point, but doesn't mention.
I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
Lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
He returns her smile.
He's really considering it.
Huh, okay. Alright, Phasmid, I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
A cryptogeologist. She lives in Jamrock on Tabernacle Road. She told me about this Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over.
Okay.
Near where you live on Perdition.
Perdition, what a name.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
Oh, maybe I can get to see her in the ending sequence.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's
Oh, Welkin with the elf. I see. Oh, yeah. The basement of the Doom commercial area. It's a game. I see. She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid.
They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news.
Yeah, they were kind of crestfallen and depressed.
Watch out, or she'll faint.
Alright, I'm ready. It's too cold. Let's go home.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Can I drive?
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41, atop the motorway, to Boogie Street, forking into the snow-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nix Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomny Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in the office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the RCM. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minot? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
And... right. Now he limps. Good job, guys. He doesn't shake hands. This standoff between two men, two former partners. Still have the ceramic gauntlet. Actually, nice look for him. Disco Elysium. Yep, that was Disco Elysium. My not so perfect playthrough. Yeah, I felt I was drunk for the most of the gameplay, going to different places and just butting my head into a lot of these dialogue checks and skill checks. It was a weak, but I think it's perfect in a way because you kind of focus on the little details of the relationships between people, and I found it rather interesting at the end, and rather touching that they're not really shaking their hands, but actually they're, you know, trying to help each other into the whole unit inside the carriage. This game is very unique. I don't think there'll be any other game like this in the near future. It's very well done, and frankly, it's I think solves a lot of problems I had with RPGs, such as like grinding and such as the disparity between you becoming this character who's supposedly good, but you go out and killing like hundreds of different creatures, right? Those kind of things sometimes bother me about RPGs, but this game just does with all of that with combat, and focuses on the character and what makes him special and unique. This is amazing. Yeah, kind of weak ending. I hope that they're gonna drive into the, the neon lights, as the sun sets or something. I mean, those kind of dramatic things can still be pretty nice to have. I think they did all they could. Yeah, but very ingenious way of reading narratives in and out. I guess if I pick different skills, those skills will be more prevalent in different situations, but I just can't imagine them being equally distributed. I think some skills will be more favored, such as Shivers and Inland Empire. I do notice them popping up more because they're more of a ambient interjections, like they tell you about different feelings and mood and what is happening. Doesn't really have anything to do with the game itself, but they just kind of gives you some perspective or some context. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chelsea, for coming. I think thanks so much, and also thanks for telling me about the boombox thing when I first went to the island. I think that was the highlight of this stream. It was rather interesting, like the whole song playing on the boombox. I think there are small moments like this in this game that stand out. Not only in the game itself, but then among other games. So I just played Planescape Torment before this, and I play this now, which is sometimes considered as a spiritual successor. I think they do a pretty good job of defining the characters. Of course, the main characters start from amnesia, not remembering their past. But I think the stakes are higher in this game for sure, because in that game, you get to realize that dying many times does affect some level of challenge in the end, but then that was in lieu of more nuanced gameplay that I expected. Surprised at the Fortress of Regret, where all the greater shadows that had sprang up and were very difficult to defeat for my mage character, those increased as many times I died in the regular game. So there was some really neat caveat, but then they came a bit too late for me to prepare, and then there was a source of frustration for me. This game doesn't have stuff like that. I think this game really handles some of the narrative points well and twists rather well, and then it's not like cheap twist too. Only thing I kind of felt a bit strange or a bit let down by was that point where Ruby, that character, I don't think was not that great. Her voice actress was the weakest, I think, of the bunch. And she, using this sci-fi emitter that was the size of a small like camera or something, I don't know, like some kind of an old-time camera, and then she used it to debilitate both of us, while she basically told everything about what her motives were. That was kind of I don't know, I felt not really up to the standards of the rest of the game. But other things, like Clage was a great character. She basically lied through to the end, except for the trajectory that she strung up, and that was without any words. She basically, the only thing that she left us as a means of truth was the action that she did, not the words. All the words she spoke, I think 99% was lie. Basically, and then sidestepping the truth. But then the final action was basically when she had to confront the reality and then give us that little morsel gift of a truth. So yeah, there's a lot of things to think about. And I think this game is very unique, and yeah. Supposedly they made this game in originally English. I thought it's going to be originally Estonian, but no, they just went with the English language. They don't even have Estonian in the available language. So yeah, they just aimed really high, I guess, to try to market to the rest of the world, and then I think they did a really good job. The voice actors, except for Ruby, were pretty good, memorable. And to get all this testing done, I mean, it was a really big undertaking, huh? I thought this was a bit of an indie game, but I guess it's indie by the standards of today. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of different teams. German team, a lot of translators. I think translators were they need 10 translators for the game because or 5, because the amount of words that were put to the story. Yep. And Disco Elysium is one special game, and I really thank you guys for staying with me as I streamed it. Next game, I'm thinking a bit of a change of pace from the usual narrative-heavy RPGs. Maybe I can try some action game, perhaps, as a go-between. Something that I don't have to read a lot, because I kind of felt bad about breaking the voice acting that were put to this game with my own narration in between. I feel kind of bad about it. Yeah, so just I didn't know what to expect going into this game, but I'm pleasantly surprised and very impressed. Of course, it's a bit linear in how you go about doing it, and on day 5, Tribunal is gonna happen, like it or not, so you gotta prepare for it. Or else you're gonna be in deep doo-doo. I'm pretty sure, even in that case, you're able to see through to the end of your actions and face the consequences. I think the worst of which is going to be Kim dying in your hands, if you don't warn him that about the imminent danger that's about to happen to him. Yeah. This game kept me guessing all the time, and made me anxious because of I didn't know what to expect. Although I did sometimes from 2 dialogue boxes were able to surmise what the designers were thinking about. But most of the times, the big twist I didn't really see coming, and the end was kind of I mean, you can say that finding the killer is a bit of a anticlimactic, but it's what it should be like. It's more perhaps closer to reality, you know. In the end, it's just a guy who's jealous of a woman or a man's relationship, and had all these justifications that are just part his personality and part what was done to him, as far as the ideology and other things that perhaps get put into mind at a young age, and you know, those kind of things after like 40 years of isolation stagnate and warps. And of course there is that other interesting fantastical element with the pale and the fast mid. So this game has everything. It just added like so much, crammed so much content. And Studio Zaum, 2019. Alright, that's when the game was published. In fact, around 20 years after Planescape Torment. maybe in another 20 years we can expect a game of this caliber to come and surprise us. Hopefully I'm still... I'm pretty sure I'll be, maybe, yeah, hopefully I'll be there to play a game of such caliber. But yeah, I mean, no new game plus, so very traditional in terms of how they approach the content. All the content up front, nothing left under the stone. Everything just up front, giving you that special first playthrough experience. Alright guys, yeah, so thanks for watching Disco Elysium. I think this is wonderful game. Hope you liked it. I liked it. Next game, I don't know what I'm going to be playing, but I post something tomorrow or today on what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking about a few games, but maybe before I move on to some game that I spend the next 30 hours or so, I can probably do a short one-off using different variety of games like roulette. I think there are some people, commenters who mentioned such and such game. I can probably try that, and some older games too. I downloaded maybe No One Lives Forever, another Lit Tech game that apparently works with Windows 11, so I'm pretty excited to try it at least for one episode. So I can go with that. So yeah, I post something to let you know what I'm going to be playing on Wednesday. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day and night. And then I hope you have a great Tuesday, and I see you on Wednesday. Same time, same channel. So, right. Take care, guys, and I see you then. Goodbye for now. Thanks for coming.